Anderson, this was a game-changing debate in the sense that right now, as we speak, there is a deep, a wide, and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. It started minutes into the debate, and it continues right now.
And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention, and there is time for this party to figure out a different way forward if he will allow us to do that. But that was not what we needed from Joe Biden, and it's personally painful for a lot of people. It's not just panic, it's pain of what we saw tonight.
And man, CB Joe, yeah, they're not going to have this guy run. There's no way, not at this point. I mean, I was wondering if they were going to use this debate as a way to keep him from running again. Because again, there's no way he's going to complete 4 more years in office. No way. But I had a feeling they were going to use this debate as a way to kind of pull him back and say, yeah, look, he's got to go. He's got to go. And I think they are. You know, from the very get-go of the debate, he came out on the stage, he looked confused. He got things very mixed up. But, yeah, I mean, as soon as the debate was over, yeah, CNN, they ripped into him. But guys, watch this.
What I've done since I've changed the law, what's happened? I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where there are 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
You can see he is 6'5" and only 225 pounds, or 235 pounds.
You never said it was something.
Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what you're. Anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie, that he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was at 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I had, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Let's not act like children. President Trump, we're going to
let's not act like children.
For one thing, Joe Biden did not lower the numbers of people coming over from Trump. That is an all-out lie. And again, the Democrats, they're like, well, fact check. Fact check that. Again, Trump's last year in office, 2020, we had less than 500,000 people come across that border. Biden's first year, almost 1.7 million. Right now, in total, there's been about 8 million, or just over 8 million people that have crossed the border since him taking office. But again, they don't want to fact check that. What he's saying is absolutely wrong. And then Trump said, you know, about whatever Biden said, his last sentence there, he couldn't quite make it out. And again, I think we all know why. Because Joe Biden has no idea what he said. He has no idea. Again, poor dementia Joe. And again, I don't know exactly what the guy has, but there's something going on there. But again, from the very beginning of that debate, disaster.
When everything comes into the United States of America, what I did, when, for example, he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare for the us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies. Well, guess what? We got it down to $35 for insulin instead of $400 in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
What the hell was that? I mean, what the hell was that? Joe Biden, yeah. I mean, he's gone. He is clearly gone. And I don't care who you are, what side of the aisle you're on. It's clear that Joe Biden was not present. I mean, for a moment there, he lost all, recognition of who he was and where he was. I think all of us saw it. I mean, that's where Trump was looking over like, what the hell? Where the hell are you, Joe? Come back over here. We're here, Joe. Come back to us, man. I mean, I think all of us know Joe Biden, something is going on there, but Joe Biden said they're talking about policy. And again, we know that's Trump's strength, not Biden's. And again, Biden does not appear to have really any strength left or any recognition of the real world.
Senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson and Kristen, let me begin with you. What are the headlines being written right now about this debate?
Well, Lester and Savannah, there's no way to sugarcoat this. This night got off to a tough start for President Biden. He delivered a performance that was at times halting. At times, he seemed to lose his train of thought. At times, he started to talk about one topic, for example, the economy, and then shifted to Afghanistan, which gave former President Trump an opening. And the topic of abortion, his strongest topic coming into tonight, he raised the issue of immigration, which gave former President Trump an opening. As the night progressed, he did begin to pick up steam. He had some really strong moments on the issues of what his administration, for example, has done for veterans. But zooming out, this was a debate about performance. This was a debate about allaying Americans' concerns about his ability to serve another 4 years. And I and a number of reporters at NBC News have heard from a range of Democrats who have said that they are concerned by tonight's debate. One telling me of this race, quote, "This is effectively over." This person predicting, look, Democrats are still going to stand by Biden, despite the fact that you do have some Democrats tonight wondering if that will be the case moving forward. But there has been some tough language that people have been reaching out to offer in terms of the performance that they saw tonight from President Biden.
The Biden campaign wanted and needed a compelling performance from their candidate. Did they get it?
If a voter, Savannah, was tuning in, looking to see about concerns being alleviated about President Biden's age or strength or capability for office, it is not at all clear that that is what they got from this performance by President Biden tonight, which was shaky. It was a shaky start, wooden at times, meandering at times. I will tell you that in about the back half of the debate, maybe the latter third of the debate, I heard from a Democratic lawmaker, a member of Congress who has been a strong supporter of President Biden's, who suggested the possibility, Savannah, of perhaps an open convention or replacing President Biden on the ticket. I will tell you it is all but potentially impossible for that to actually happen. But the fact that that is even being raised, the fact that that is even a shadow now hanging over the debate performance for President Biden is at minimum a headache for the Biden campaign moving into the next stretch of this campaign ahead of the Republican convention in the next couple weeks.
Anderson, this was a game-changing debate in the sense that right now, as we speak, there is a deep, a wide, and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. It started minutes into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists, it involves elected officials, it involves fundraisers. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket. And they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call? Because they feel this debate was so terrible. They do say in moments in the debate later, the president got better and got his footing, but then at the end, even his closing statement was a little halting. The contrast between the two candidates. Let me be clear. None of them, and a lot of Republicans, don't think Donald Trump had a great night. Donald Trump broke the fact check machine more than I can count tonight. That will be on the record as we go forward. He refused to answer some very specific and direct questions about his conduct, about January 6th and what all. So that will be dealt with out there. And sometimes there's a parallel universe between the political elites and the American people. It'd be nice to see what the voters say. But I can tell you, it started minutes in. It started with the first couple of answers, and it has continued throughout the night from a, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, to what do we do about this? And it involves very senior people in the Democratic Party, including elected officials, saying we have a problem.
And a slight cold as well. So I understand not feeling well. And, you know, obviously Joe Biden comes in with certain deficits. He has a stutter. You know, it is more difficult for him to communicate for that reason. So there's a lot to mitigate the way that he speaks, and you can understand it. And we've observed him for a long time. That said, I, too, was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble.
And, you know, they're in a panic. Top-level Democrats are panicking about this. Yeah, it's done. It's over for Joe Biden. You know, again, I'm not saying I know for sure they could replace him, but I'm willing to bet, you know, like 95%. I mean, the man is going to be replaced. The man has dementia. And the man is making top-level Democrats very nervous. So again, and that's the first thing all these different news outlets said. And again, I think the thing was planned out. I think they planned to use tonight as a way to get rid of Joe Biden. I really believe that. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, we have truly got to be honest about this. They still will not stop trying to go after Trump. I mean, again, Trump didn't have to say a thing, and Joe Biden looked bad. Didn't have to say one thing, but he did. And again, he spoke well. But the fact of the matter is, they went after him. They said, you know, he broke the fact checker. Really? But the thing is, they never give examples. I mean, again, I'm not saying everything was 100% kosher, but I am saying they never give examples. And then they say things like, well, you know, he didn't answer questions directly. Yeah, pretty much he did. Again, you're talking about people not answering questions directly. Joe Biden was talking about some mumbling shit that we couldn't even understand. Joe Biden couldn't understand what he said. And Trump wouldn't answer questions directly. Really? Are you guys insane? I mean, seriously, are you that stupid? Do you think we're that stupid? Do you think the American people is that dumb? They're going to buy into what you said. We're all watching this. I don't care who you are. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. This was 100% ridiculous. I mean, again, Joe Biden has no business being up there. None. Night and day. But I've heard from Democrats for the past so many months, but both of them had dementia. Both of them are old. Both of them, no, you dumbasses. There is a clear difference between the two candidates. One, again, it's the full control of himself. The other one is not. And I think we all know which one is not. But guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a.